Hey, what's up? I'm Archie, and this is your new favorite show, 30 About Everything. We are live on YouTube, and you know I could not do this alone, so I have to bring in the guest here. Kristina is here. Now, Kristina has been on the radio for over 20 years, TV appearances, and she's been giving you the latest. Kristina, how do you feel?
I feel good, but I still don't know why you want like a middle-aged white woman on this show. With you, Archie, we've got Jay Lamar. You guys
What?
are so hip and cool and like the coolest millennials. And I don't know why. I know I'm on the cusp of being millennial, but I don't really put myself in that category. But I'm going to try to keep up with you.
And we love you for that. And that's why you're here. That's why you're
Thank you.
here. And
Right.
I
And
got
neither one of us are middle age, so we needed somebody to kind of fit that quota.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
I
I'm
didn't
here for
say
the
it.
balance.
I didn't say it. Now listen, I have to introduce my guy, Jay Lamar, executive matchmaker, TV personality, and host who you've seen on major outlets. How do you feel? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I feel good. Today's a great day, no matter
Yeah,
what it's.
I love that. And me, I've been on TV and I've been on radio, but I'm here tonight with y'all.
Yes.
Before we jump into everything that we're going to be talking about, because there are things that need to be talked about, I want to let you guys know that live on YouTube, we are here every week rocking with you. 30 About Everything is 30 minutes about everything. So we're bringing you the latest in pop culture, the latest in entertainment news and trending stories, all under 30 minutes. So thank you for being here and rocking with us. So I want to get right into the meat of everything. Jay Lamar, please tell me something good.
So y'all know I'm all about dating, relationships, love, and I'm all about, love happens in mysterious ways. But this particular topic, I'm a little 50-50 about.
Okay.
So we all know the late Naya Rivera passed away this year.
Mm-hmm.
God rest her soul. And her son actually went to go live with his aunt, which is her sister, Nikayla Riviera. And now her ex-husband, Naya's ex-husband, Ryan Dorsey, moved in with Nikayla, which is Naya Rivera's sister. And now they're co-parenting and raising Naya Rivera's son together. Now, the word on the curb, allegedly, thank you, Auntie Wendy, allegedly, they've been seen like holding hands and having like intimate conversations together, which, in my opinion, is kind of awkward, but at the same time, I can kind of see how an intimate relationship will kind of form with two people who are trying to co-parent together. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, and I'm very interested. But do you think this situation is a little abnormal, or do you think that these are normal behaviors because both of them actually want to create a happy environment for the kid? Archie?
No, I was not prepared for this because I think that it's so nice, that they are coming together to, help parent this child due to unfortunate circumstances, as we all know. I remember when the story came out, it struck me to the core because I knew that she struggled with, an anxiety-driven past, and so did I. So I didn't want that to be the root of it. But, considering it was drowning and considering they are coming together, I think it's weird. Like, why can't you just pick them up on every other weekend?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was kind of weird too. And I'm also wondering, like, the intimate conversations, how do they know how intimate they were? Was there like licking of the ears that was happening in between the hand holding? I want to know like all of the details.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that was really important too is what was the relationship between Naya and her sister?
Right.
Like, and was the sister always maybe hitting on the ex-husband at Thanksgiving time? We don't know if maybe there's a history already with the two. And now it's like, what is really going on? Am I watching too many unsolved mysteries? I don't know. Like, I'm also wondering, like, could somebody else in the family be involved with Naya's disappearance? I'm just putting it out there. We're thinking of like all the different possibilities. So these two could finally be together. And now they're out here just like, okay, now we're going to raise this child together.
Mm-hmm.
And with Naya out of the picture, we can be together. But they're taking it slow at first.
So for me, I am a huge Lifetime fanatic. I will spend an entire Saturday doing laundry, Archie, and watching Lifetime. I love Lifetime.
You
So this
are a housewife, yes.
Yes, I am a housewife. Just waiting for my husband. But I definitely feel like this is definitely a Lifetime movie kind of scenario, and I think it's kind of too soon. Now, had it been 5 years from now, they've been raising this child for 5 years together. She was in love with the fact of how good of a father he was. He was very active in the household. Then I can see, like, okay, I can see how she fell in love with this person. But because it's only been a couple months, we're in 2020. Naya died in 2020. It's very recent. It's kind of weird how they rolled into this relationship situation. So I just think I'm kind of 50-50. Had it been 5 years from now, I'll be like, okay, I can see how this could happen. But because it's so fresh,
right?
I don't know.
It's giving me.
Who wants a piece of meat that their sibling had? Like, I used to hate when my brothers would take my chicken wings off my plate when I didn't. Like, I'm throwing my trash away, and you can't have it. You know what I'm saying? So if I ate the meat already, you can't have it.
Right. I don't know what their relationship was, and it would be really interesting to kind of go back. And maybe family members are going to start coming out about this and saying, this isn't right. Something's not sitting well with me about this whole situation. But I don't know how I would feel if I was married and then died and my sister would date my husband.
Well, you would be dead. You would be dead.
Oh yeah,
no.
My soul and my soul. Like, how would my soul?
Lives
like, I would
on.
be an angel looking down, maybe.
I would haunt their ass. That's what I would do. I'm haunting their ass. Boom! Like
exactly. Like, that's the thing, is you don't know. You really don't know what their situation is, but it is a little haunting. I don't like it.
It could be a sitcom in the making. Have we seen this idea before out there yet on ABC 123? I don't think so. And
no.
They are connected to Hollywood, but Holly weird. So I do wish that child, though, nothing but the best in his entire development of life. But Kristina,
speaking of children,
yes,
I don't know, whatever. Halloween is coming. Now, everybody's been talking about how 2020 has just been like a really long year. But then it's also like, I can't believe Halloween's coming up in like a month. What is going on? And we've already seen all the Halloween costumes coming out. And I guess it always kind of rolls out every single year about the most controversial Halloween costumes of 2020. And when I saw the list, I was like, these are bad. These are really bad. And I want to get your guys' opinion about this as well, these controversial costumes. First, you have COVID. You have the COVID costume. Like, what is, I always think of Halloween as like a lighthearted activity. You want to have a good time with it. Nothing light about COVID, AKA the corona. So I'm not a fan of that costume. And I feel like there's probably going to be a lot of people that think it's hilarious. And I'm like, no. The second one I thought was kind of crazy was Karen. There's a Karen costume. And she kind of has this like funky A-line wig, right? And actually, I was planning on getting my hair done on Friday, and I was really close to coming because the A-line bob looks really good on my round, chubby face because it's makes
you rock a bob.
Slimming.
You do rock a bob.
What?
You do rock a bob.
I know, but I don't want to be considered a Karen. But I also don't want to go as Karen for Halloween. So I mean, that's a definite no-no. What about police officers, sexy police officers? It used to be a thing like years ago, and now it's just like read the room. But I guess searches for sexy police officers are up this year for 2020.
Oh, wow.
I think it's kind of kinky, right? Still kind of kinky. It's like, hey, maybe I'll shoot you and I'll just like strap you up in the bed.
Oh my God, Archie.
Sorry.
I'm not here for it. The COVID costume, I don't want to if Halloween is supposed to be a joyous occasion for us, I don't want to see COVID. Right. I don't want to see Corona. I don't even want to damn drink a Corona on that day. So absolutely. The Karen costume reminds me of that legal analyst on CNN. What is her name? She does like all of like the missing persons
I
I
have no
don't.
clue.
You
Okay,
lost me on that one.
next song I'm gonna have her, but that costume is a little creepy. Um, the police officer costume, I don't think this is a year to be a cop at all. Those,
Okay, what about sexy schoolgirls? Because that's always been a thing, like as long
a
as I
virtual,
remember.
a virtual sexy schoolgirl.
I don't know. So, did you guys see the show Cuties on Netflix?
Yes, we covered that story in my job. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think that that is just like a time, like now is the time, and it's read the room, just drop it, like no more sexy schoolgirls. But there's a lot of different costumes that you can partake in. Oh, what was the other one that I saw? Oh, social justice reform. You can buy a kid's cloak
Oh.
that says Black Lives Matter on it. And I'm like, that might be a nod to the Black Lives Matter, but it's also like disrespectful too. So it's almost like if you have to think about it, if you have to ask a friend, would this be okay?
Then it's not okay.
Don't wear it. You
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
I think all those things that you mentioned when it comes to Halloween are a bit triggering for the year. It's like, why would you want, like, that's, first of all, is Halloween happening? Like, that's my
Not in
question.
LA.
That's
Not in
my
LA.
question. So it's like, why would I get dressed up like a virus? Why would I go out here and be dressed up with, injustice? And I just think it's completely wrong. I want to bring back Scooby Doo. I want to bring back, maybe a vampire, suck some blood. You said Naya and the boyfriend may have been licking on necks. Maybe that's
Yeah.
Naya's sister. Naya's sister.
A witch, a Frankenstein. There's so many things that you can do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think a
Nancy
Frankenstein
Grace.
will be.
Nancy Grace. That's who the hair looks like. Y'all know Nancy Grace?
Yes,
No.
yes,
But
yes,
if I get my
yes.
hair cut in the A line, maybe I'll go as Nancy Grace for Halloween.
I
Done
am
and done.
so dead.
I think this year I would love to be like maybe like a sexy nurse or a sexy doctor
Mm.
Okay.
to pay respects to the frontline workers, you
Oh
know,
my gosh.
and I would love to like check heart rates and blood pressures and stuff on Halloween.
Okay, but is that kind of crossing the line too a little bit? Like, is it
No,
no?
no. Someone borrowed one of my friends who's a doctor and brought his coat.
Okay.
With somebody scrubbed? Yeah.
Whatever
No.
you'll be, I know it'll probably be in something short and lacy. Now, I think that we should move on. I wanted to talk about this because Demi Lovato, she's always had a safe place in my heart, right? Growing up, seeing her on the TV screen, but just this past summer, she got engaged, and apparently just last week, that engagement got broken off after just 2 months. Now, they called it quits, but apparently Max Eric, the boyfriend of fiance of Demi Lovato, did not know that the breakup was happening. So that was problematic to me, and I found it to be very, very interesting. So they both said it was tough for both parties, but he came out on social media just yesterday on Sunday to give his side of the 411, saying that when he found out he was shooting a film, that the cast and the crew witnessed him open his phone, where he then read the tabloids, and he said that this is the God's honest truth. How I found out was on set, and my cast members had to get me back into character so that we could go finish our job. And when he wrapped up the story there that you can read for yourself, it basically concluded with, I love and forgive everyone involved, and up until this moment we have not spoke over the phone, we haven't even had that final conversation, and that's what he's looking for. But Demi Lovato's family went on record saying that they really were hesitant about Max, and only because of his clout chasing past is what was said. So,
Should
person,
we start with? Yeah, I was gonna say, should we need to start with Jay Lamar because he's the dating expert here.
he is.
Okay. Let me just say this before I dive into the professional aspects. That's a fine ass couple.
They
They are
were.
They were.
Good looking.
a beautiful, beautiful couple. However, I feel like when you're a Demi Lovato and you have this good career going for yourself, You cannot associate yourself with somebody that's trying to get where you're at. And I think there are times to where professionally, if you're in your own lane and you get with somebody that's trying to get where you're at, they're going to constantly kind of drag at your coattail. But if she got with somebody else that was in a different profession and they were kind of climbing the ladder, I think that would have been more appropriate. But for him, I think that he was constantly trying to be bigger than her. And I think it weighed heavy on him and her. And for some reason, I have a strong feeling that more than likely, she was privy to something that kind of opened her eyes up to see what kind of guy he really is. And that's why she hasn't had that like final farewell conversation with him. So I definitely think there was something sneaky going on that made her just like take a step away from him.
I mean, I don't like the fact that he had to go on social media and he had said, when I'm filming this movie, Southern Gentleman or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And he had to like name the title of the movie. And then he had to talk about the cast and crew. And he's on the set. He had to get, like, he's just being over dramatic.
Overcompensating.
Exactly. And I didn't like that. And another thing is that this is just kind of how we're dating and how relationships are going in 2020. Ghosting just happens now in like engagements. You know, people are like running from the altar and they don't even care. Like I thought I had it bad when I went on 6 dates with a guy and then he ghosted me after like 2 months. You know what I mean? Like this is really bad, but is this where the future is going? And maybe he did something really bad where she felt like she didn't even want to say goodbye. Like blocking him and moving on is goodbye enough.
I'm really big on if you're able mentally to have a farewell conversation, have it. If not, you're responsible for your own happiness and your peace and your own closure. So if your closure means I can't talk to you anymore, I cannot deal with you anymore, I have to cut you off and ghost you, then you have to do that. You're responsible for your own self. So that closure to her, that was a big smile, Archie J. So I definitely feel like more than likely, like I said, she found out something that made her say, I have to cut this off immediately. Now, I too, Kristina, I don't like being ghosted. It makes me really upset.
I'm surprised it happens to you.
I've only been ghosted one time.
Okay, well then I don't want to hear it.
And I seen him in West Hollywood. Archie, you got the call, and I chased him.
We did.
I chased him down the street because I needed to, like, why did you ghost me? I need to talk about this.
Yeah. Okay, so you did say that sometimes, you know, closure in whatever way or form. Maybe his closure is wanting to have that final conversation, but the fact that this is the story and they did call it quits after, 2 months of being engaged, I think it was something a little bit dirty, or like you said, something that she was privy to. Now, my heart bleeds for Demi Lovato just because I know she's been through. She's been in rehab. It's like suicidal situations and addiction, right? And she's had a lot of love loss along the way, and we've seen her go through a lot of breakups. So that's why I was like, well, dang. But I'm glad that she is, finding that discernment before getting to that final, walk down the aisle so that she doesn't have to be the runaway bride, like you said, Kristina.
Right.
So it's an unfortunate situation, but they will all be good because they are all in Hollywood.
And hopefully she stays off, I don't know, the 8 balls or whatever she's was doing, and just sticks to like the healthy way of coping. You know what I mean? With Ben and Jerry's, like I do.
So wait, can I just say Ben and Jerry's non-dairy ice cream is my shiitake mushrooms? All right, Jay Lamar, fill me in with something good.
I don't know if it's something good. But if you guys have watched The Real Housewives of Potomac, this season has definitely been very explosive. On last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, it was definitely more of a darker episode. So we got to finally see the fight between Monique Samuels and Candace Dillard. And it was definitely a drag-out fight that was classless and very distasteful. And pretty much amongst that franchise, they're not a bunch of big rah-rah, let's argue and fight type of girls. That franchise is really based upon their families. Majority of all of them are married. I think 6 out of the 7 have children. So they're all building families. They're all great representations of what Black women in our society should look like. But on last night's episode, Candace Dillard and Monique Samuels got into a huge fight. The fight pretty much stemmed from Candace associating herself with another friend that Monique is not cool with. So I want to get your opinion, guys. How do you feel? I know some of us are fans of the show and some of us are not. Let's talk about the fight first. How do you feel about these 30-year-old beautiful women who have a lot going on in their lives, practically multimillionaires, having a drag-out fight in a barn in Potomac?
Okay, so I think that they are doing exactly what their viewers want to see. It's nothing new. We've seen this happen on reality television for so long, and there's been, scrutiny in the media, like, oh, Black women on TV, like, fighting or whatever. But they were just following up with that whole Real Housewives behavior. They did it in New Jersey a couple years ago. Teresa, we know the throwing of the table.
It's always been rah-rah though. Like,
but I'm saying, so like, this is nothing new to me. It is unfortunate as her wig was shifted, like, what's Jackie Christie and when Brooke with, Basketball Wives LA, it was very much so that energy. But I'm not surprised. At this point, it is a bit annoying. I don't want to see that type of television anymore, personally.
I agree.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of this television before, but you're kind of making me want to watch a little bit of it, probably because I haven't seen any of that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe I should go ahead and start scheduling that. But, fighting on TV, it goes back to like the Jerry Springer days. It's always happened and it gets exciting and people pump it up. And that's the reason why we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
So, hats off to them or wigs off, whatever. Congratulations on trying to make those cameos. They're trying to make those Instagram dollars and you can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
You get the read of the night.
Wigs off to him.
So I have a final question to kind of wrap that segment up. Do you guys feel like, have you ever gotten in a fight with a friend? And if you have or haven't, do you think that you can bounce back after a physical altercation with a close friend?
I mean, it depends on your friendship. I've never been in a physical fight with none of my friends. We're not doing that. Like, you see my face? But yeah, I think it depends on how long their relationship's been, going on. Right now I'm watching Girlfriends on Netflix and, Tony and Joan, they be having their problems. So maybe?
Yeah. I only got in a fight one time with my sister. It's because I was coming down off my diet pills and she was like,
oh,
and I don't know, everything was just, there was an imbalance, right?
Okay.
And so I asked her to go on a walk with me and she's like, no. She got up, and this is the time when Tybo was really popular. She got up out of bed and started Tyboing me. And I'm like, oh my God.
Like,
so I had to defend myself. And my younger sister is beating my ass. But she's my best friend. But it's also my sister and it's my blood. So we got over it.
Yeah, I don't think that I grew up in a house with 4 brothers. We are so close. We rarely got to, now we argue about shoes, clothes, the normal shit. But we never came to physical blows. So I don't know if I can repair friendship if we come to like physical blows like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Well, I
don't think they're friends on the show. So
if I beat you up really bad, I don't think you're gonna want to be my friend.
So listen, I want to first off thank everybody in the live chat right now, from Bridget, Ryan, Trudy, everybody there. It's 30 about everything. We are 24 minutes into this thing, and Kristina, you have a story. What is going on?
Okay, so I don't really know if I love the idea of vote fashion. Have you guys seen these? Now, I used to have a t-shirt that said like rock the vote back when MTV was doing that whole thing with Diddy. Anyways.
What year was that?
Oh God, what was that? 2004? When was that? Was that when Al Gore was running? I don't remember. I saw these boots. Stuart Weissman put them out. They're 50/50 boots, $700 boots that say "Vote" down the side. Now they are selling so quick. All the celebrities are rocking them right now. Now, of course, some of the proceeds are going to, like, these voter registration places. But then, of course, you can't forget about Michelle Obama's necklace that says "Vote," and that sold out literally within hours of her giving her speech, her DNC speech. So I don't know. I just think that wearing vote fashion is just kind of like, people already know about voting. They're hearing about it every day. Like, I don't know if we necessarily need fashion and spend money and fast fashion. A lot of this stuff is not being made in the US. It's being made in, like, India, where they're getting paid $2 and a day to make all this fast fashion that we're no longer, after this year, after November, are you gonna wear it next year and the year after that, a pair of $700 boots? So I guess my question is, are you guys going to be, or have you already ordered voter fashion?
I have ordered T-shirts. That Michelle Obama necklace, I absolutely love it. The boots, I'm a fan.
Okay.
But it's like after election time, when do you wear them? Like every 4 years, you pull them out.
I mean, there's primaries. There's elections throughout the year now.
Oh my God. PTA meetings.
I don't know, but I would like T-shirts and stuff like that. I feel like are very historical moments that you kind of want to save. It's a piece of history that you kind of want to have. I still have my very first Obama T-shirt from 2008, and I still, thankfully, can somewhat fit it, crop top-ish. But I think stuff like that is a part of history. So T-shirts, like necklaces and bracelets, I think those are really, really dope. I wouldn't spend $750 on boots, though. How much was that necklace? Do you know how much that necklace was?
It was a couple $100, but you can get like all the knockoffs and stuff on Etsy, and those are not, because I looked that up too. And those are actually none of the proceeds are going to like voter registration and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just think that, Archie, what do you think?
For me, it's a no. It's a no-go. If you do order on Etsy, it will take you about 2 months. I will put that out there. But I want to keep the show moving along because Wendy Williams went on Watch What Happens Live just last night, and Nene Leakes is clapping back on Twitter. Take a look at the video, and we'll talk right after that.
And what are they going to do? Is it going to be like Greg and Nene? You're going to give them another reality show? That's boring. How about Nene being a grandmother? That's boring. Nene and her own kids, that's boring.
So basically, Wendy was like, everything Nene could do on her spinoff would be boring. And Nene went on a whole Twitter rant, basically, to sum it up, because I know things are ticking and talking right here, that Wendy was a cokehead and Ryan, not Ryan, this is not, what's his name? Andy, the big Bravo boss, was a racist. But there's no receipts on it. So do you guys have opinions?
I mean, I've heard that Andy is a racist, and Wendy and Nene probably both do coke.
Oh God.
I don't watch the show, but I respect Wendy from being a radio personality and TV personality. So, she likes to talk trash and get people talking.
So I would agree that Wendy is one of them people that loves to start a car ignition and press on the gas and get the car rolling. I think that's what we all like about her. She gets the gossip started. Nene is a heavyweight champion when it comes to fighting and throwing shade. So at this time, I definitely feel like Wendy is one of the type of people that, Nene is one of those type of people that she gonna hit you in the gut when it's time. So I definitely feel like she hit below the belt. Yeah. For Andy and for Nene and for Wendy. Now, if she would have hit us with some receipts,
then we would have had a story. I want to thank everybody for being here, because I want to say true to the title of this show. We have 30 seconds left. I am Archie. Please give them your social media, Jay Lamar.
You can find me on all social media platforms at I am Jay Lamar to continue the conversation.
Kristina?
At Kristina on air.
And there you have it. At Archie J Speaks, we're here every Monday bringing you 30 minutes about everything. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.